Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. It is April 13th, 2011. My name is Dan Boul. I'm president of 65 Amps, and I'm sitting here in my office in North Hollywood, California. And today I have the Empire on deck again. And what I'm going to do is mostly start playing with effects. I think we're going to do 4 or 5 sessions of different kinds of effects and focus on them. Today I'm going to focus on echoes and reverbs and how they work with our amps. I have my 1973 Echoplex EP-3 plugged into the effects loop of the Empire, and we're going to start with that. I'm also going to try to play mostly clean today. I've been accused by several people, some of whom are in Scandinavia, of not playing clean very much, and I accept the charges. I'm an old rock and roller, and I like to play a little raunchy. But today I'm going to intentionally play clean, so we're going to be mostly on the first channel of the Empire. I've got the volume on 5, and I'm just playing my white Strat. How's that sound out there, guys? Is it a little too mellow? The problem is if I switch to channel 2 or channel 3, I'm going to overdrive this Ustream system because I don't have good compression on here yet, which I need to get because Martin Gooseland's going to send me, I got to put my headphones on because I can't hear, sorry. Martin Gooseland's going to send me a really nice compressor, right? Coming across okay? What I can probably do is heat it up just a hair. Doo-doo-doo, how's that? I'm going to turn my voice down a little bit because I think my voice is too loud. There we go. A little better. A little better balance. All right. Yeah, man. Is that too soft? Or is that okay? Let me heat up the 121 a little bit. So there's clean, man, for all you guys that say, Dan never plays clean. I wish he'd play some clean stuff on his show. Well, here I am. I can do it. So let's turn on Mr. Echoplex so you guys can see how our effects loop works. Obviously, I have some warbly tape. But you want a longer delay? Is that what you're saying, Bill? Let me get my slider out here. The manual. We'll go, that was at about 10 on the delay scale. I'll take you up to 25 now. Hear that tape warble? Also, that Echoplex isn't sitting level on top of the amp, so it makes it warble more. Little trick for you Echoplex guys out there. If you want to put more warble into your Echoplex, tilt it. Echoplex is on wine bottle number 2. That's funny. I like that. Now for those purists out there, that warble's probably annoying you a little bit. But it's the reason guys like me love it, because, you know, when you go into some heavier stuff, I love that sound. I mean, I'm getting sort of little goosebumps just doing it. So then we can take it down here real slow, real fast. I'm going to go to about 7. Let's go a little bit higher. Let's go up to about 8.5. You know, a little bit of rockabilly thing going on. Yes, El Capistan does have some shoes to fill. Hey, Justin. How you doing? But you're going to be surprised, this El Capistan, because Justin's one of the guys on here who knows me. And knows that, you know, I have friends go, I finally got an Echo, let's put it side by side with your Echoplex and see how good it is. And they always go, the Echoplex wins. Let me pull this down and see if I can get the tape warble to minimize a little bit. I'm not sure how long these cords are, though. That's the problem. Let me just move it and see if I can cut it down a little bit. It's gotten worse. Yeah, well, it's a 47 or 37-year-old delay. So. Turn the volume down. Oh, my old Echoplex probably needs a little bit of attention now. But you guys get the idea, right? It's very cool. So yeah, and then I have the El Capistan, and I'm reading. Sorry. The El Capistan's outstanding, I think. And then I also have the Blue Sky reverb from Strymon, which we're going to play with as well. But you can, the Echoplex will also do the. It says go to channel 2 instead. We get a little more echo there, that make it better. I love tape, man. It's just so good. Just to go back to clean without the Echoplex on. Wait a minute, this foot switch isn't really reliable. Oh, come on now. Old thing. There we go. Hey, Charles in Puerto Rico. How are you, buddy? So we'll go back to a little echo. Let me tone it down a bit. Get a little. Oh, that's getting warbly, isn't it? I think I really got to lay it down on a flat surface for it to work right. Charles, I'm just playing with delays through the effects loop. Right now I'm playing my 1973 EP-3. I have it kind of tilted on top of the head so the heads are warbling really bad, but it sounds kind of fun. And around, you recognize that song, Old Strat? Most guys don't know what that is. Well, the joint was rocking, going round and round. Don't make me sing, I'm really bad. I'm reeling and rocking. What a crazy sound. I never get tired of that song. I've been enjoying that song since I was 3 years old, I think. The moon went down, but they kept on rocking. So anyway, that's our effects loop. I'm giving my age away. Well, you know, the company is named after the year I was born, so. Old Strat, you may not know me, but there's not a lot of secrets here. I'm 33 and proud. I'll be 46 in August. We'll kill it a little bit. You can see the loop's doing a good job of keeping the guitar intact, right? I'm overdriving. So I got this thing heated up on things so I can play the clean and you can hear it. So when I go into distortion, I'm overdriving the Ustream pretty hard. Sorry about that. Yeah, Bill, it's just it's a passive loop in between the tone stack and the phase inverter, serial loop. We can build a tube-driven parallel thing. It just raises the cost on the amp so much that most of our amps don't really benefit much from a loop, to be honest with you. The Empire probably benefit the most because it has the higher gain options. So you guys want to hear the Strymon now? And do a little straight up comparison. You're going to be surprised. Let's go back to just a clean sound here. Come on. There we go. So I'm plugged straight in the front. I'm not plugged into the Echoplex. So the Echoplex preamp is not really coloring this sound at all. My guitar's not going to it. Okay, here we go. Strymon time. Can't touch this. Oh, sorry. I'll never stop being goofy, no matter how old I get. I apologize. All right. Let me do this as gracefully as I can here. So just so you guys get an idea, that's what I was just playing. It's my little buddy, which does not have a long power cord, so I have to kind of get over here and make a mess. And now it is time for El Capistano. Let's see if these cables are going to reach. That is the question. I might have to get a couple of new cables here. I'd like you guys to see what I'm doing. Okay, so the output goes to here, and the input comes out of here. Well, let's see what we got. All right. I'm going to need some longer cables. Maybe I can get this down here in front where you can see it. I also need to get my guitar away from the head so I'll make a little less noise. This is not a quiet Strat. That's pretty darn nice, isn't it? Now I can put that wow and flutter back in, the warble, tape warble. Hear it? I make it really bad. Hear it? It sounds just like my Echoplex, doesn't it? Somebody had asked earlier, can the EP-3 drive the signal as hard as the older tube models? It's actually a little harder than the tube ones. The tube ones are pretty soft. I think this pedal retails for $299, which is a quarter of what you'll pay for a good old Echoplex. Which delay mode? I'm in mode A right now. Let me turn the wow and play. You can also adjust the tape age, so I'm going to go extreme where the tape gets darker. Hear the echo get dark. Versus brand new fresh tape, where the echo is very sparkly. So you can adjust the tape heads. I am on a single tape head right now. Excuse me, I apologize. I mentioned earlier I got a good cold from my elementary school kids. Let me take one of these headphones off. I'm having a hard time hearing correctly. What is the name of this pedal? Bass Face Josh asked. Josh, where you been, man? This is the Strymon El Capistan, which is Strymon's attempt at doing a tape echo. Which I think does it fantastic. What you missed was I was playing my 1973 Echoplex EP-3. just before this, and I can pretty much emulate it and get a lot more out of this. I'm not here trying to sell pedals, I'm just telling you, it's a great pedal. Let's see, now, I borrowed this pedal, this isn't mine, I borrowed this from my friend Lyle Workman. So Justin, you can tell me, what is the difference between A, B, and C on this? I mean, I just switched over to B, which looks like it made it longer. Master Sonics is asking, is the bump on? Yeah, it is. I just have the channels only on 4.5 or 5. I'm on channel 1. You can see here. See channel 1. A little under 5. B has the playback heads further apart, of course. Okay. Then C does some weird stuff, doesn't it? Doesn't it? It's like, I'm not playing. That's like the sound on sound from my EP-3, right? So you can play over it. So, tape heads further apart. What kind of DSP chip? It's the Shark processor. So for those of you that know about Strymon, this is not a pedal. This is a... Hi, Eric. This is the Shark DSP, the Shark processor, which is the same one that's like in General Motors cars for your GPS and onboard computers. This is a processor, a memory chip, and a little circuit board with some things on it. So my humble opinion is this is the future of pedals. It's either going to be high-end hand-wired pedals or these things, because I'm sure this is very... economical to make. But you know what? It sounds so freaking good, I don't care. So I'm going to the fixed tape head on mode B. Well, I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, I don't want to see regular pedals go away, but dude, this is a breakthrough. I mean, these guys have got it. And this pedal, I don't know how well it's coming across on this broadcast, but this pedal sounds good. It's just crazy good. And it's very working. And, you know, all my friends know that I'm a snob for certain old pedals. And like, I had to borrow these from Lyle because there's none of these in stock in LA. I called, you know, our dealers here in town can't even get them in stock. They get them, they sell them the same day they get them. And it's just, you know, I can get all the bad behavior of my Echoplex, which I like the bad behavior, but, you know, I can make it behave perfectly. I'll take all the warble out. And it's just, I'm going to go back to single tape head here. Dude, it is warm. Let me see here. Turn the repeats down. Tab tempo, Jim. Yeah, there is. It's right here. Let me, I think you got to do it with your foot. There you go. So I just did it. That's a darn good sound delay, guys. But also, you have to tell you, our effects loop works really good. It wouldn't sound that good if the effects loop didn't work right, you know? I'm here pumping Strymon, of course, but you got to realize that this amp is doing a lot of the work as well. But, yeah, I like to put a little warble back in. There you go. Age the tape just a little bit. See how that gets a lot more texture. You want channel 2 on the Empire, Bill? Let's do that real quick. I'm going to overdrive Ustream here, so pardon the digital distortion. Back down to clean. That's a clean loop right there, fellas. Oh, I gigged in the 80s. That comes out once in a while. Do you want to hear that? Jenny, Jenny. For some reason, people never get tired of that song. Let's see, let's shut the time down a little bit. Cut the mix back. They never go away if you survived them. Yeah, man. What are my good 80s songs? What's the other one? Oh. Come on, sing along. I was trying to keep a straight face. I couldn't do it. You know, you can call Stu. Also, Indoor Storm is thinking about picking up our stuff. I was talking to Eddie Berman over there last week. So if you want to call... Now you have to watch General Hospital. That's right, man. Good 80s tie-in. And why do you have to watch? Hey, Peter Stroud. Loud, Proud Stroud is here. Hey, Peter. I'm glad you could join us. Say hi to everybody. Everybody, Loud Stroud is my business partner and brother. Best man at my wedding. Peter Stroud. Yeah, Red Rider gets it. Hey, everybody. You digging the Strat, Pete? I'm using the Strymon El Capistan right now, and it's crazy good. I mean, just crazy good. Let me make this a little more reasonable. That mix is too heavy, isn't it? Put a little more wow and flutter in there. How's it go? There you go, man. 65 amps with a little echo through our effects loop. Hey, yeah, exactly. Peter's calling me out here. I'm just an Echoplex guy. You missed it, Peter. I don't know how long you've been on lurking here, but I ran my old EP-3, the one that you know well, through the Empire, and it sounded great. It sounded really good, and if you pump back up through the text on this chat, I was asking people, hey, do you want me to try the El Capistan? And they're like, oh, man, the El Capistan's got some big shoes to fill. And this thing sounds great. So for those of you that are going to be... Peter, can I tell them what's happening with you? Is that okay? Or is that a secret for now that we'll tease people with? I know there's a delay here, so. Or maybe, do you want to call me while we're on the broadcast? Sort of a secret, okay. All I can tell you about Peter's new thing is 250 miles before a recharge. Sorry, I didn't mean to tease you guys. I apologize. That's rude. Strat through the Empire, man. You can't go wrong. I'll pass the audition first. Yeah, like there's any problem with that. Anyway, I'm really glad you're here, Peter. Glad to see your typing, as it were. So I also have the Strymon Blue Sky reverb. You guys want to hear that? And for those of you guys that know me, Dan hates reverb. I think it's not necessary. However, I like this reverb. And I have this argument with people all the time. I'm like, yeah, you know, when I was on stage, I never need a reverb. Sound man gets mad at you for putting reverb on your amp. And blah, 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 blah. This reverb sounds fan-freaking-tastic. And I would love to share it with you. So let me swap here really. Oh, my microphone got kicked off. Sorry, guys. Hang on a second. That's funny. Hold on. Microphone overboard. That's not cool at all. Let me get back on. Talk amongst yourselves. It's the 150th anniversary of the Civil War. Let me get this little ding-dong thing back on. That's weird. It's all the way to the other side now. Ah, here we go. Oh my gosh, I apologize. This is not good. I totally messed this thing up. All right, there we go. Yeah, my pack went flying. Sorry, guys. There's always something like this that happens. Can't play surf without reverb. That's right. You're correct. Yeah, Peter, tell everybody about what else is going on with you with your band. And what's the name of your band now and all that sort of stuff. You guys have a name. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Am I back on? Am I all right? All right. Get a little better here. Okay. Unplug Strymon number 1 to plug in Strymon number 2. These pedals are all stereo, by the way. I'm only running in mono, of course, but it's stereo in and stereo out, which is crazy. You know, like, what a thought. Stereo in. Reverb only sounds cool only sounds great in Fender style amps. Well, I think you're going to change your mind right now. All right, here we go. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh yeah, there's some Blue Sky reverb from Strymon. I really sound like a Strymon sales guy, don't I? Maybe I need to get a job with him. Anyway, I just love these things. And mainly I thought, a lot of you guys out there know me, you know that I'm A, an Echoplex snob, and B, not really into reverb. So there's a little reverb. Right now, I am in normal mode with the spring reverb. I have the dampening off. You can dampen the high or low frequencies on this, so that you can change the way the reverb acts. You can put a little bit of echo into it to give it some texture if I really go hard. Hear that? So you add that into your playing. See, Maddie, this is through the loop. I'm going through the loop. Everything's through the loop. If you can tell, there you go. This is my guitar cable right here, going straight in the front. Let me get my Echoplex foot switch out of the way. So yeah, I just got two little short cables going over the back here into the loop. So now, Blaine B is saying, I'm torn between the London Pro for its versatility. The London Pro doesn't get all the gain. It gets gain, but in a different way than the Empire. So the loop's just not as necessary in that amp. Not as much benefit as it would be in this one. So let's see, I'm going to turn the delay down on it. And let's go to a plate reverb. I push it. Good reverb, huh? That's the plate. Let me go to a room here and back to the clean. Rockabilly 12, this is the Strymon Blue Sky reverberator. And Strymon's another LA company here. Check out their website, it's incredible. Strymon. What speakers am I using? Willie2204 asks. It's our normal 212 cabinet. It's a G12H30 and a Alnico Blue. So I have the Royer 121 on the G12H30. And then I have a Sennheiser ES14 on the Alnico Blue. I'm kind of doing exaggerated reverbs here just for demonstration. You probably wouldn't play them this wet, but. And then we'll go to a spring reverb. There. Sounds just like it. It's a crazy. Then it's got this other little function. So that's normal mode. And then they have a modulating mode, which makes it sound like there's a phone ringing in your office and no one's answering it. So you can hear it modulate a little bit. So that gives you a little... Maddie got the joke. The modulating gives you a little bit of the texture of my Echoplex. So on the dampening, like I can dampen the highs. I'm going to go extreme here so you can hear how the reverb gets dark. Here. And then I'll take the dampening off. It's adjustable. I'm just going extreme. Yeah, the reverb gets bright and shimmery again. I just want to point out, this wouldn't be reflected well at all if this wasn't a happening effects loop on this amp. An effects loop is just not an effects loop, if you don't build them correct. Any wine bottle number 3 sounds. Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Goofy 65. Let's check out a little... That's getting a little wine bottly. It's called Shimmer. Let's see, go to the room reverb. A lot of verb, man. Paolo Ovenstad. I normally use reverb in front of my Stone Pony and Tupelo. Will I benefit from running the reverb through the loop on the Tupelo? That's really up to you. It's a personal thing. I don't run my effects through in a loop. I like them to get a little chewed up by the front end. I think it makes it organic and tasty and a little more interactive with your guitar. But it just depends on your gig. Like when Peter's playing with Sarah McLachlan, that's a heavy effects gig. So he might do it multiple ways to achieve certain effects, certain results. So it's just a personal preference. You try it, see what you think. Your Tupelo has a loop on it, so. Martin Gooseland is correctly pointing out, it depends mostly if you run the amp dirty or clean. The general consensus is that if you're running your amp dirty, your effects get mangled less if you run them through the loop. The question for me is whether that's good or bad. I like them to get mangled a little bit. But that's just me. So it's kind of up to you. It's, I think, let me get my mic back here by my mouth. It's kind of, personal preference. It's whatever you think sounds good. And whatever you think sounds good, Yeah, Peter's chiming in here with Sarah. He runs his effects through the front stereo into 2 amps, and he's using a little Elvis and a Tupelo, I think, which both have loops. So he's made the choice there to go through the front. But again, it's art. It's an artistic choice. It's whatever you want. There's no right or wrong. And anybody that tells you there's a right or wrong is, well, frankly, a jerk. It's just, if you like it, it's good, man. And I have some heavy opinions on what I like and what I don't like, but that doesn't mean they're right or wrong. They're just an opinion. And, we've heard all of the jokes about opinions. Opinions are like, what? Everybody's got one and they all stink. So it's up to you, man. You do whatever makes you happy. If you're playing through an amp in a certain way and it makes you smile, it's good. You know what I mean? I'm going to turn the shimmer off here and get a little modular room reverb, modulating room reverb with a little bit of delay on it. Red Rider nails it. I love that saying. If I want your opinion, I'll tell you what it is, right? The point is, in this world that we're in of the MI business, there's a lot of guys that want to tell you what's right or wrong. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, there is no right or wrong. It makes you happy. To quote Sheryl Crow, sorry, Peter. But it's just, if it's good, it's good. Who cares what Jeff Beck does? You're not Jeff Beck. I'm not Jeff Beck. If I was Jeff Beck, I wouldn't be here. I'm not Jimi Hendrix. I'm not Peter Stroud. I'm Dan. I play a certain way, and I like a certain thing. And Paul, for you, it's the same thing, man. You are who you are, and it's okay to play different than conventional wisdom. It doesn't matter. Let's turn that modulation off and go back to straight reverb. That's the room reverb. That's right, David Hayes, you got it. It's a lot of reverb, isn't it? Let me turn it down a little bit, or you want me to make it crazy? So we can do, here we go, crazy spring reverb, right? That's too much, isn't it? Let's go a little less. There we go. Secret Agent, man. How does that go? Is that the... I'm mixing songs there, aren't I? I'm not a great surf player, as you can tell. But anyway, it's sure fun to goof off. I like to do that. Anyway, the whole the point of playing with these pedals and being goofy and whatever is I want to show you guys that two things. One is I can play clean. I only do it one day a month, and it's a very short thing. I'll have to have a shot after doing this. But our effects loop works great. And I wish Peter was here because he can show this off a lot better than I can. Peter, we need to get you over here and do this again. And we'll let him bring his board in or something. You can see pedals. So today I really wanted to focus on reverbs and echoes. So next week I think I'll do another set of pedals. If we want to do the effects loop, I should do like choruses and flangers and weird things like that. What would you guys like to see as far as pedals? I know boosters everybody wants to do that. David Hayes says he doesn't like loops. Well, most amp guys don't. But it's an opinion. I'm an amp guy. I don't really like loops. They are useful, and I do completely respect and appreciate how guys use them correctly. I just don't. I'm not that guy. I plug in a Les Paul front of a loud amp and crank it up, and the loop doesn't make any difference at all. But having said that, I have seen people use effects loops in such astonishingly effective ways that it's hard to deny. Bassface Josh, any idea when that Color Boost prototype will be ready? Probably not till NAMM, to be honest with you. It's hard to focus on pedals when you're making a lot of amps. But what pedals would you guys like to see the most of next? I mean, I have tons of dirt boxes. We can just pump them into the front of the amp and see what you think. And I can do the Color Boost again. It's fine. Yeah. Again, I hear you, Willie. There's no right or wrong, man. It's all good. T-Rex Mud Honey. I don't have one of those, actually. It'd be a good one to get. I know a lot of people like that pedal. And what's a Hell Bender? Is that like a tone bender? So you're talking about distortion pedals, is what I mean. What category of pedals do you guys want to hear? Excuse me. You know what I might do is invite one of the guys from True Tone to come over. Excuse me, I apologize. I'm fighting this cold. I can invite the guys from True Tone to come over and be on the broadcast. So we got lots of people chiming in here. This is good. So it seems like drive pedals, booster pedals, those sorts of things. EQs and compressors would be cool. Yeah, absolutely. I got a ton of really cool different drive pedals and a couple different. Yeah, the Keeler Push. I love this pedal. We can try it right now. I got the system so hot that if I push the amp really hard, it's going to distort really bad. So let's wait till next week to do that, because I kind of set this up for clean. Because, Martin, as you pointed out, I do not have a compressor on this thing, which I should for the broadcast, so the clean sounds would be loud enough. Do you guys know Keeler stuff? Rob Keeler. This is not Robert Keeley in Oklahoma. This is Rob Keeler in Massachusetts. And I use this with my band. I love this pedal. It's great. It's a clean booster, but you can push it into clipping. So it's really fun. You can do quite a bit with it. You know what I never did? I have my Esquire in here too. I was going to plug that in for clean sound. You want to hear that real quick before we give up on the day? That's a darn good reverb out of that pedal, isn't it? Let's do the Esquire really quick. Uh-oh. I'm locked here. I'm trapped in my headphones. That's too many cables. Esquire. Let's see, how is it? Okay. Do-do-do-do-do. Back on the headphones. I got myself so locked away here in my cave that I I can't hear the guitar at all without the headphones on. I just hear some rumbling through the wall. That's about it. All right, Esquire, Esquirito. Yeah, Peter, this is the Stephen Bruton one, exactly. Does that thing. Justin Magana says, that Esquire seems to be hidden whenever I've been to the shop. What's up with that? We know you, Justin. What are you talking about? I'm kidding. No, it's always here. It might be in the case a lot. I bring it out for the broadcast. So if you guys don't know, this used to be Stephen Bruton's Esquire. And I came through it through just sheer luck. It's still got that 50s wiring, you know? That's middle position where the tone stack actually works. And then the first position is wide open. A lot tune. Okay, what kind of reverb should we do here? I like the room on this one a lot. Esquire. Guitar sounds stupid. So just for reference, let's turn this thing off for a second. Straight dry, right? I'm gonna put a little reverb on it. Uh-oh, slippy. Contrast the Les Paul real quick. We're done. Redbone. Hey, it's Neil in San Antonio. How are you guys? We're doing a little reverb action. It's Fiesta in San Antonio this week. Oh, why aren't we doing a clinic? Dude, I don't want to be out. I want to be down there. Eating some of that crazy. Yeah, David, I think this reverb's pretty superior to anything I've heard, including, you know, I have a 64 Fender tank reverb, and I like this thing better. How about some dirt with the Esquire first? All right, sure. I have the system set up for clean, so I'm going to overdrive. Ustream, so you're going to hear some digital distortion, unfortunately. Back down to clean. I don't know if I just overdrove the daylights out of Ustream. I hope not, but. Blaine B is asking, any plans for an Empire combo? Not right now. It's too much amp to put in a vibrating box. This is there's a lot of circuitry in here, and it would just be too much. You'd have squealing, howling, rattling tubes. Maybe in the future, but we'd really have to make some compromises to put this in a combo. I hope you understand. So just to finish out, a little humbucker. Here just for effect, pardon the pun. Turn the modulation off, just straight reverb. Spring, isn't it? Let's go a little room. Let's go. We haven't done plate. Let's do a little plate. Good sound. What was the name of the pedal I used after the Echoplex? That is the El Capistan. Can you see that okay? From Strymon. That's M-O-N. Strymon. Fantastic pedal. And I had to borrow this one. I wanted to go buy one. I couldn't even buy it. I borrowed this from Lyle Workman. Which, thank you, Lyle, if you're watching, for lending me pedals. They have some other pedals too that I'm going to use. They have like a Leslie simulator they're coming out with. There you go, clean sounds from Dan Boul. Take a picture. Doesn't happen that often. Well, anyway, guys, we're a little bit over an hour now, about an hour and 10 minutes, and I think I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you, guys. We had a great crowd today. Are there any questions you want to ask before we wrap it up? You're welcome, Red Rider. Thank you. If you're in the Carolinas, call over to Indoor Storm and see when they're getting their 65s in. Or Stu Carter. They're both kind of on the fence right now, so we'd like to get one of them going. Any plans to do lunch with the Apollo? Yeah, I'd like to. I just got to get the right mic in here. And it's hard to do bass amps over little computer speakers, but I'll do my best. Thank you, David Hayes. Thank you, guys. It's really nice to see all you guys here. I really appreciate it. I'm honored. Very honored that you show up and listen to me ramble on. Man, that's a good sound of reverb. I like that. Peter going to be on anytime soon? I don't know if he's going to be on the show. He's going to be here this weekend. Maybe we'll record something on Monday. We're doing something together on Monday. He's in LA. Big Peter Stroud news coming up, so pay attention. Hey, Peter, you're still on. Martin goes and says 121, a half meter distance from the Apollo, but it does require a compressor. All right, I'll try it. I didn't know the 121 was good for bass. I do that, man. I'm going to be down there this weekend and next week. Give me a call. Yeah, please do, Justin. I'd love to see it. I'll let you play the Bruton Esquire. Neil's asking, which mic is a 121? Royer 121. That's what I have on one of the speakers. I have a Royer 121 and a old Sennheiser ES14. Royer is a ribbon mic. I gotta put some new strings on this guitar. These strings are dead. So just for fun, before we go, I'm going to switch over, since we're on the Les Paul. I'm going to hook the El Capistan back up to play out with a little echo. Echo, mama. Echo, mama. I love this pedal. All right. Okay, here we go. Turn that down a little bit. Funk? Which Grand Funks? Which Grand Funk song are you thinking of, Gearholic 86? Martin, I want you to come over and be on the show. If you buy the plane ticket, you can stay at my house. Seriously. I'm going to be there at the Tahiti Festival. Are you coming to the Tahiti Festival in Christiansand, Martin? Lars Haugen's band's playing. Lars Håvard Haugen. And I'll be there. Let's get some big delay times here. That's probably too much, huh? Oh, Some Kind of Wonderful. I don't know if the echo's timed right for that or not. Are you going to sing it? I don't need a big, I said I don't need a big black car, whatever. There's our effects loop, man. Wow, I am just completely rambling here. Sorry. My mic keeps getting pulled back away from my head. There we go. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. It's about 1:15 here on the West Coast. And once again, it's April 13th, 2011. My name is Dan. I'm president of 65 Amps. Thanks to my business partner and brother, Peter Stroud, for showing up today. And I'm going to be on here for a couple minutes if you guys want to ask some questions. And like I said, please give me any suggestions you want for pedals and effects you want to hear through our loop. There was lots of questions from different folks wanting to know about the effects loop, and also wanting to hear this amp clean. So hopefully I did enough of that for you today. You got to hear a lot of good clean 65 sounds, which I admit I don't play clean that much. I'm sorry. I try really hard. But anyway, thank you guys. You guys have been great. This is really fun every week. I sincerely appreciate it. I'm going to stop recording now, but I'm going to be on. You're still going to see me. I'm just going to stop the recording, and I can answer some questions here on the chat for a few minutes, okay? Thank you guys very much. I had a very good time. I'm very honored that you showed up to listen to me. And I'll see you next week. We'll be doing some other effects. I'll probably be doing it either with an Empire again or maybe a Tupelo or a little Elvis with some of our loop amps. So anyway, thank you guys. We'll see you soon.